to everyone for attending after the conference's long hiatus. And there are perks to being conference chairman. I have the privilege this evening of letting you all know that tonight marks the creation of a new tradition of cooperation and partnership among procurement professionals across the Americas. I'm pleased to announce tonight the launch of a brand new Procurement Institute of Americas. The Procurement Institute of the Americas will serve the international procurement community as a resource for fostering hemispheric economic collaboration and mutually beneficial procurement between governments and their citizens.
The Public Procurement Institute of the Americas will be sharing its information through our annual conference, goodwill tours, publications, and other activities that it has lined up. The Procurement Institute of the Americas will serve as an invaluable resource on international trade, procurement, and procurement issues for government, business, and academia and research organizations. The Public Procurement Institute of the Americas will bring together procurement professionals throughout the Americas. It will promote best practices, expand the markets, and share efficient methods and standards of acquiring goods and services. Our goal, collectively, is to be a procurement think tank that enables and mutually benefits inter-country procurement. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not our intention as the United States of America to just lead this organization. It is not our intention from the government side to say this is what we're going to do. It is our intention to move forward and say we want to share with all governments in the Western Hemisphere. We want to share with business across the hemisphere. We want to share and get thought, knowledge input from academia across the Western Hemisphere. That is what the Procurement Institute of the Americas seeks to do in its mission. This is our official first Public Procurement Conference of the Americas. Next year, we seek to have it again here in Washington, D.C. Already we have chosen from May 10th through the 12th, 2010. So mark your calendars. And I know that everybody with your phone and your tweeting and your text messaging can go right ahead and do it. And I'll give you the 5 seconds it usually takes. Thank you. But we welcome you. The Institute, in its conference, as it grows, will continue not only to share and seek the information that you have seen over the last 2 days, but you will also be seeing that we will be putting together in the future matchmaking sessions between procurement professionals and those seeking to be procured the procurement of their products. You'll be seeing that academia will be coming out and sharing its thoughts on what we're doing. We will be having goodwill missions like the one we just had in February. A U.S. delegation from the Procurement Institute of the Americas traveled to Argentina, Chile, and as your future president that I was back then, I also traveled to Honduras. But we took these professionals with us because they and the Institute wanted to share and learn about other procurement issues and other procurement systems across the Americas. And we began down in Chile and Argentina, down south, the furthest end of the earth on our hemisphere, and working our way up. On our missions, we do plan to visit next month El Salvador, and Panama and Central America. We seek in the fall to go to the Dominican Republic and Mexico. We seek in the winter to go to Peru and Brazil. And that's just the beginning for us. We seek to do these missions across the hemisphere, and we will plan and share and sit down on best practices with everyone. But also, the Institute seeks to do publications, and tomorrow you will hear more about that, because we are already working at the Institute on a publication which will be based on topics that were covered at this year's sessions, among this year's panelists. And we are excited for all the different proposals on policy issues, policy formation that will be created for the future by the researchers, the practitioners, and the practitioners of the papers that will be made relevant based on themes that are coming out during these 2.5 days that you have been here participating. And you will hear more about that tomorrow in tomorrow's breakfast. I want to let you know that we here at the Institute will be working across the hemisphere, because there are other procurement programs out there that we can learn from in this country. And it has been so admirable of our friend David Drapkin when he spoke, and he said that when they seek to visit on procurement, and they did meet with our friends in Canada, the Canadians, which are here tonight also with us, and they would research, and they would speak and talk about procurement. They had no one to share with south of the border, but it's their collective initiatives to reach out and continue down the border. And I am so happy also that besides us going to Central America and South America, our friends from the Caribbean is here. They are here. We had Jamaica, we had Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic. All of them have been a conference attendees. And most recently, my friends from Trinidad and Tobago. And I welcome all of you here, because we seek not to teach you something. We seek to learn, so that then we can teach together others that are willing to learn from what we collectively are teaching and learning here. So let me say once again, our annual conference will be held beginning in the United States, and eventually we are seeking to move it around in different countries every other year. Things that we're looking at right now. We will have goodwill missions, and yes, we will have publications. Publications and information, of course, on best practices. And the Institute will share all that information in its new think tank across the hemisphere. But we will not just stop there and share the information. Should someone come, our friends from other areas around the world, as we have those from the Asian community that are here, and from the European community that came to visit with us, representing some of those countries, they are here also. We will share information with them, and we will also sit and learn from them. And should they invite us to have a seminar in their country, we will most definitely sit down and see how we can make it work. But it is our goal to extend across the hemisphere first. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so thankful for all of you that are here. We will seek to visit with all of you for your intellectual input, for your friendship, and to lead us to those across the hemisphere and the countries which you have come from, so we may extend these opportunities to them. Muchas gracias. Thank you for being with us tonight. And please join us again tomorrow. And tonight, have fun. And have a great time with the music and everyone that's going to accompany. And yes, to our sponsors, a very special thank you for having sponsored us, for having had the vision of what this organization, this institute, will become. Again,